So today we've got Aljamain Sterling versus Henry Cejudo. It was just announced, people. Just announced. I really feel like Aljamain Sterling he's sort of a dark horse because every time we see this man fight, I believe he gets better. I believe we see new arsenal in his toolbox every single time he steps into the octagon. His striking gets better, especially I notice his striking especially getting better every fight. And his wrestling, is some of the best, in my opinion, in the division. And so he's definitely a dark horse, and that's being said as a champion. And so he's a champion who is a dark horse, who's continuing to get better, and you don't really know what to expect from him as far as how far can Aljamain Sterling go when it comes to getting better as a champion. And I feel like he hasn't even come close. However, he's going against a man who is Henry Cejudo, and I think Henry Cejudo he's a terrible matchup for Aljamain, in my opinion. If we were to compare Aljamain's last opponents, right? We're talking about TJ Dillashaw, and we're talking Jan. I think both of those opponents aren't anything like Henry Cejudo. I feel like they're very striking oriented. TJ Dillashaw has decent wrestling, but he doesn't really use it that much. And he was also labored in that fight. Apparently his shoulder, right? And then Jan, I feel like he's not a primary grappler. He's a primary striker. And when it comes to grappling, he knows enough to get by, right? He knows enough to be able to defend himself and things of that nature. He's a pretty well-rounded fighter. But when you're going against Cejudo, we're talking about something very, very different. We're talking about a guy who was an Olympic gold wrestler. Olympic gold medal wrestler. We're also talking about a guy who has improved his striking drastically over the years in MMA. And I feel like, with that being said, that's a terrible matchup for Aljamain. Aljamain hasn't seen anything like this yet so far especially in his championship career. And so I feel like Cejudo is going to come in and pretty much dominate wherever the fight goes. And that sounds crazy, but I think that's where it's going to end up. I think Cejudo is just going to be a tack better in striking. I think he's going to be a tack or two, 3 tacks better in grappling, and I feel like that's going to be a very difficult fight for Aljamain. However, I'm not saying that, and this is for every fight, I'm not saying that Aljamain, has no chance of winning. I think he has a great chance of winning. I think if we see the best version of Aljamain, then there's a great chance that we can see him win. However, if I'm speaking on who I think has the best chance of winning this fight, I think Cejudo will do it. Now, here's the question. Here's the question that I have for you guys. Will Cejudo pull kind of like a George St. Pierre move, where he wins the title and then just pieces out, kind of like, I don't want to defend. I'm just gonna. I just wanted to come back, prove that I can beat the current champion, and I'm out. Will we see that? And I think that's a great chance. And we'll see Cejudo just do one of those numbers. And my question is, do you think that's going to happen? And would you be okay with that? Would you be okay? Is Cejudo at that point to where you wouldn't mind seeing him, achieve championship gold again and then just piecing out and vacating the title? I personally think a lot of fans wouldn't like that. I can see that coming. And so comment down below what you guys think about this fight, about this new announcement. I think this is going to be a very entertaining fight. And again, I've got Cejudo winning this matchup. I think it's going to be a very competitive fight, and so I don't think it's going to be by any means a run over, but I do believe Cejudo has every bit of tools in his arsenal to win this fight. And so if everything plays out on all cylinders, Cejudo for the win. Peace.